Shalom, family. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. That's giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, whose name is Yahweh. Ba'ashem meaning coming in the name of, and Yahushai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. Gusano, I'm from the dirt, and I remember where I'm from. Children of the Covenant, back with another Monday morning. Pan con Cafe for June 15th. Got my coffee. Now let's get to this bread of life, right? Today I want to talk about expedience. Just because it's lawful, don't make it wise, right? In 1 Corinthians 10:23, right, the word translated as expedient comes from the Greek Strong's Concordance G4851, simfero, right? Meaning to bring together, to be profitable, to be advantageous, to be beneficial or useful, to help forward or contribute to good. So we need to think, right, and use wisdom all times and think about each matter that we're involved in. What move should we make from here? The move that we make, is it going to bring together? Is it going to be profitable? Is it going to be advantageous, right? Is it going to be beneficial or useful in any kind of way? Is it going to help forward or contribute to good? Because if not, there's no point of doing it, right? In the context of 1 Corinthians 10:23, but all things are not expedient. Not everything is profitable. Not everything is beneficial. Not everything is spiritually helpful, right? Even if it's technically allowed, right? If it's within the confines of the law, there's always a time for everything, right? There's a time of love, there's a time of hate, there's a time of mourning, there's always a time. Right? Sometimes your advice may come at the wrong time. So we must be expedient, right? If if your friend's kid dies and you're like, well, Hosea 4:6, man, you forgot the guy's laws, he killed your kid, man. Like saying that to your bro, like a day after his kid dies, right, is not expedient. You know what I'm saying? It's not expedient, right? Did you break any laws? No, but it wasn't expedient. You may tarnish your relationship for the rest of your life, right? Wisdom should always govern how and when something should be done. Lawful does not always mean expedient, and I just gave you a perfect example. 1 Corinthians 6:12, all things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. A man can technically stay within the law and still act foolishly, damaging his household, testimony, and future. The question is not, is it allowed? The real question is this profitable? Right? Is this wise? Should I do this? Is it safe? Right? My boy just lost his kid. Should I tell him it's because you're not following God's laws? Should I tell him Hosea 4:6 says because you forgot God's laws, that's why he killed your kid? Should I tell him that? Is that safe? Right? Is that profitable? Is it wise? Is it safe? We got to be careful, man, because men that are mourning, men are dangerous regardless, but men that are mourning or men that are angry, right? We got to be careful what we say, man. We can't, we can't lean on, oh well, I'm gonna be protected because I'm following the law. Yeah, you shouldn't tempt the Lord neither. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, have faith in God, but I'm not gonna tempt the Lord, right? A brother can stand on legality and still fall through the lack of expedience. Expedient means what builds, not what satisfies desire. right? 1 Corinthians 10:23, all things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not. So not all things are expedient, not all things edify. Not all things are beneficial. If a decision that if a decision does not build your house, it is not expedient, even if it's permitted, right? Wisdom protects your household. A house must be stable before it's expanded, right? Like let's say my my wife is not in the truth, or she's not grounded as much as I am within this truth, and we still have um there may still be, feelings or thoughts that we were taught in the world. um it wouldn't be wise for me to have different conversations with women in my phone, right? Because my wife is not going to, she's not dealing with none of that, right? Especially if she's not grounded in the truth, she doesn't really understand multiple, or just doesn't believe it, right? I may believe it, and I may exercise that right, but now I'm in jeopardy now, because I can lose my children, my home, and I mean, that's enough for me, right? Children and home. Um, Now I have to deal with who's going to be raising my children, and are they going to be raised in the truth, right? So there's a lot to lose because I wasn't being expedient, right? I wasn't dealing in expedience. Um, so we just have to remember to use wisdom, right? Now I gotta go to my cousin house, and I gotta, interrupt his way of living because I don't have nowhere to go, and it's messy, man, and I don't want to put that burden on nobody, right? It's just messy. Um, Proverbs 24:3, through wisdom is an house builded, and by understanding it is established, right? So this is what I should be focusing on, building up my house, and this is a big part of how I'm moving right now, right? I examined myself, and um, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna start over, but I'm gonna start at home, right? And I'm just trying to build my house to a level of understanding, right? A home is not preserved by legality alone, but by wisdom and understanding. Without these, what is lawful can still become destructive. A man who lacks self rule invites loss. Expedience requires ruling your own spirit first, right? You got to be able to maneuver, got to be able to discern, right? Expedient men, oh, Salakia, Proverbs 25:28 says, he that has no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. I have no protection. I would have no protection if I can't rule my own spirit, right? If I'm letting my desires get the best of me, I'm losing sight of the important things I may lose taking that choice, right? Expedient men do not move from impulse. If appetite is leading instead of discipline, the action, though lawful, becomes dangerous. Desire without discernment leads to ruin, and foolish liberty leads to real loss. Foolish decisions can cost you your peace, your home, the safety of your children, and it can become a real burden for another brother. Think of what will come before you make that decision. Will you lose big time, or will you gain something, right? Is it contributing to good? Are you going to bring something together? Is it going to be profitable, advantageous, beneficial, or useful? Right? Will it help forward? So that's the Monday morning Pan con Cafe for June 15th, right? Expedience, right? So let's practice that, family. I hope somebody was edified, gained some kind of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, whose name is Yahweh. Ba'ashem meaning coming in the name of, and Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. Shalom, and I love y'all, family.